Shall we play a game?
We got Star Wars Unlimited. We got classic Star Wars games. We got old school D&D, independent RPGs, mini painting, Warhammer, of course, tons of other games. But first, we're gonna need some coffee here on Board Barista Productions. Hey everybody, and welcome to Retro Reviews, a review show where we go through your Board Barista fans' vast collection of RPG books, paraphernalia, and other stuff that's like, ooh, I want to talk about this. But to keep me from rambling, we have Laura.
Hey everybody. So what are we talking about tonight?
Speaking of rambling, the title on this one is huge. Not to mention the fact that it is huge itself. This is the Great Book of Random Tables for Sci-Fi. This is... okay, there's a few exposition pages, the copyright page and how to use this book and stuff like that, but it is 282 pages long and full of random tables.
So I assume it's like a chart table, not like a...
Yeah, it's chart tables.
Dining table.
So...
does that be like an architecture?
yeah, it's
like a blueprint book.
This is not a carpentry book. This is basically, you know how we did Recipe Roulette?
I do remember Recipe Roulette, yeah.
We used to do a cooking show on the channel. It's still on the channel. But we'd go and we'd grab a cookbook, open to a page at random, and make what it says. Well, this is more of you can use this book one of two ways. You can grab it, flip to a page at random, point to something at random, or roll the dice.
I'm laughing because what you pointed
And it's illegal space drugs. And the one that I pointed to was called a chippy stick. Use the yellowish red compound compressed into a small stick that is slowly chewed. Effects: mild stimulant. Side effects: stains the teeth red. Long use leads to throat and jaw cancer. Addiction: 1% chance. Addicted upon the first use. Chances of being addicted increase by 1% after each use. So it's stuff like that. So it's like nicotine gum. It's supposed to be mild stimulant.
Interesting.
Now you got cargo runs, people are looking for jobs. You got starship mechanical problems. You got asteroid belt encounters, desert. You got all sorts of different encounter tables, ship names, planet names, city names, reasons for PCs to visit places, unexplored planets, space stations, transponder info. So it's the information of the ship.
So is this from a particular
it is
universe?
No, it is designed 100% to be setting agnostic. So it can fit into. You could use this for Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, Firefly, Battlestar Galactica, or your own space-centered RPG. Mothership. There was another one game I wanted to get my hands on, but I refused to dip into it because
yeah, you've mentioned Mothership.
I want to. This would work for Mothership if you just.
You could set it in E.T.'s world.
In E.T.'s world?
Uh-huh.
Well, if you're going out into... well, technically, E.T.'s world is Star Wars.
Yeah.
We've covered
about
this.
That too. Okay.
But, no, anytime that you're out in space, this book would be handy for you. If you're just going to...
but that your game is in space.
Well, your game is...
you're going to be playing here on Earth.
Yes. If your game is set out in space, this is definitely a book that has all the random tables you're going to need for times when your players ask you a question of well, do they have this? What's here? You can just be instead of just making it up, you can just flip open to the book, go to the right table, roll the dice, and be like, it's this. What are you laughing about?
You're in a spaceship playing the space game.
Shh. Remember, I told you that in confidence. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're doing a review thing. We're not talking about secret plans that are coming to the channel And like,
No, I didn't say.
you were talking.
No. You.
Okay, back to the book. Back to the book. Back.
Okay, but we'll address this later because I'm not wrong. You're being mean. You're misunderstanding me. You said you're playing in space. And I was laughing because being an astronaut in space, I was just taking your words literally. That's all I was doing.
I know.
You went off.
I know. I spoiled something. This is video evidence that I am not always right. I'm pretty sure she'll be pulling this video up in like 50 years going, ha! See, it's proof you're not always right. Yeah, so there's plans in the future. I've talked about it before. The state of the channel thing, the why we're not doing Star Wars Unlimited Crackabacks anymore. There's changes coming once we get through.
We'll get to more of those later.
We'll get to more of those later. We've got to focus on what we're doing now. Okay, sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. So, really good book for space set RPGs.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, where'd this book come from?
Oh, that's, we totally dived into what the book was about and not... I got this actually off of Amazon. This is I'm believing it's small press, self-published due to some construction issues. I will say this, I am not impressed by the cover. It's definitely kind of like bowing, like a foil Magic the Gathering card. It's shaped like a Pringle. But then again, I did have this in my backpack, and I am really rough on books, so I don't know if that's actually the manufacturing or me issue. I think
maybe a bit of both.
A little bit of both. So.
But yeah, it definitely has the look of a self-published book.
Yeah. But just on the outside, on the inside, it actually looks pretty decent for an RPG book. Because RPG books have never really been like the highest quality unless you're dealing with like the big two, either Games Workshop or Wizards of the Coast as the publisher. So, it's nothing against the book about the craftsmanship. The content is what you really want to get this book for.
And to someone making a game set in space, that's who you would recommend it for?
Yes. Which brings me to the key thing of what I really didn't like about this is it's all about being in space. It's completely ignores like a huge genre of sci-fi that I feel like always gets ignored, which is why I had to design my own role-playing game.
Of like the aliens coming here?
The aliens coming here. Like, this is like that's my one pet peeve about it is I'm like science fiction, but it's more of like space opera and space science fiction. It's not all science fiction. Granted, if it was all science fiction, it would probably be about a good like 6 inches tall to cover all of science fiction, which leaves some room open for the whole thing of like when I was reading through this book, I was like, there is a market for stuff that's set with like on Earth, like what you would call modern day sci-fi, which is one of my favorite things to read, watch, all that stuff. The Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, Dimension X, X-1, all that stuff that was like crazy spooky stuff happening in present day. But
right.
I do play a few games that are out in space. So it's not like it's a completely wasted thing for me. But
so you're planning to keep this book?
I'm going to keep this around. I know where we're planning on going with season 2 of Spandex Squadron when we actually get back to playing that. This book is going to come in pretty handy as a definitely add-on to the Star Wars role-playing game. Just because there's just so much stuff that you can use from this.
Because it's out in space.
It's out in space. So, yeah, I definitely think this is good because it just, like, all the tech and the cargo and the things, random gear that's floating around when people are looting into shell. It's one of my biggest things I have as a problem as a DM, which is why I love random tables so much, is if my players go off script, like going in a direction I wasn't planning to go in, I haven't prepped all of that because I don't really sit down to prep my sessions to think of every possible outcome. I'm like, okay, here's how I see the story progressing in my head. And then I got players like Josh who love to do the Josh thing, which is completely derail the entire story over into left field. So when you have that player that derails you, having the random tables to fall on to be like, I'm trying to think of something really quick, hang on, just let me roll some dice. Okay, it's this. And then, of course, make sure to put that in your notes so you don't forget it later on. But yeah, this and a notebook, and you can pretty much sit down and design like all the random pieces of information you need for any role-playing game. You can even
set in space.
You, like the adventure ideas, you could start with that and then just start going. Be like, oh, I need this. Okay, roll the dice on this table. You could sit there and basically Mad Lib your entire sci-fi space camp adventure.
Set in space.
Set in space. Just with this one goal. Okay, we've milked that joke to death.
Okay.
In space.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good note to end this on.
Yeah. Thank you all for tuning in. Feel free to leave any comment going, yeah, you totally messed that up, and take. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna go down that road. Anyways, leave whatever comment you feel like in the bottom of the description. I know I'm off tonight, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you for finally listening.
All right.
Okay, and thank you all for tuning in if you've made it this far.
Peace.
Bye, everyone. Hey everybody, thanks for staying till the end of the episode. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook at Board Barista Productions. And if you want to support us, Patreon link at the bottom.